Are you a business owner that could use just one more customer? Those empty tables, vacant appointments, idle employees, and expired merchandise are missed opportunities. What if there were a community that connects you to high-value and motivated customers, giving you a competitive edge in the marketplace and increasing your revenue? Introducing Partners One. You keep doing what you do best, taking care of your customers, and we'll do what we do best, sending you new customers to take care of. Call us today to find out how Partners One can work for your business.
Welcome to the Rocket Right Show, starring Hurricane Betsy Barnes and Dr. K. Solar. Two busy blondes with their fingers on the pulse of all things Louisiana. Events, health, leisure, entertainment, and more. It's the Rocket Right Show. And now, here's Betsy and Kay.
Welcome, welcome. We're so glad that you could spend a little bit of your time with us on Rock It Right. I am Hurricane Betsy Barnes. I have some wonderful guests, but unfortunately, Dr. K. Solar is not with us. She has been at a conference in Nashville for the entertainment industry and then helping one of her sons move to Denver. So I'm flying solo, but I don't feel lonely or alone because I have some great guests that I want to share with you. So at the end of the show, we're going to be talking with Peyton North, and I'll tell you a little bit more about Peyton North, but he is involved in art, music, fashion, and entertainment. And so there's a little twist on this story, so it'll be interesting. Hang tight with us. And then we're also going to talk with Caitlin Odell. You might remember that Caitlin Odell and her husband Christopher are the founders of RedStickMusic.com. So anything and everything you want to know about music, venues, bands, singer-songwriters, ways to entertain your family, friends, and celebrate, they've got the 411 on that. And Caitlin's going to come back and share with us. And then we also have Whitney Higginbotham Green. She's also been on our show before, but Whitney is currently an attorney, and she is running for Baton Rouge City Court Judge. And so if you haven't met Whitney, we want you to meet her. She is amazing. She is a wonderful mom and involved in the community. And first, we have Dr. Michael McKnight, and I want to make sure I pronounce it right, Rodneyna Hart, and they are with the Louisiana State Museums system, and I am absolutely thrilled that they could be here because we have a wealth of history and culture in our state museums and in many, many other museums around the state that aren't part of the system, and I asked them to come and share what they're doing to help open it up to the world. So thank you so much, Dr. Michael McKnight.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. So
you are the Deputy Assistant Secretary over the museum system.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a whole lot.
Yes, it is.
So 9 state museums, but it's so much more than that. Mm-hmm. And then you are over the Capitol Park Museum, the E.D. White Museum, mm-hmm. and some of the other programs. So together you have a wealth of information. And I just want you to just spill it all. Tell us all the secrets, all the exhibits, everything that's going on.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So I'll start off. Yes, we have 9 museums in the state system. And I'll tell you one thing with you. So when you have museums, CRT has museums, Secretary of State has museums. Sometimes you find ourselves fighting for the same funding. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to share something with you. Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser, what he did in 2019 was did a law study. The study showed us that the state would benefit from a 3-tiered governance study, the North, Central, and the South. So now we can all have one pot of money we're all fighting for.
That's a great idea. And so he's done this Lord study, and I think they did the Louvre Museum and maybe some of the other major museums in the world. Mm-hmm. And so they're looking at this as, how can we govern this better? Is that what they're trying to do?
How can we govern, and how can we get financial resources together? So why have 2 different sets of museums fighting for the same pot of money? The study showed us, combine the museums under one umbrella and get the same funding.
And so what does the Lieutenant Governor want to do differently than what it's being done now?
So basically you have 3 different areas of regions that we can all have one director that covers each area. Right now you have museums here, North, South, East, and West, all coming in needing support, needing help. That's a waste of time. So what we're going to do is, one thing I want to share about this. In this study, Lieutenant Governor is the only official that's given up his right to select a director. That's very key in all of this. What you're doing, removing politics from the museums. So now going back to this study, so once we get these different sources of revenues going, we will have a better way to fund our museums.
Yeah.
Way better way.
So in most people that are elected don't want to give up any type of power.
Exactly.
And he's saying, here, let's let the experts handle it.
Exactly, yes.
That's unique.
Remove politics out the equation.
That is unique. And so in those 9 museums, that includes the Cabildo in New Orleans. That
Presbyterian.
includes the Presbyterian.
Jazz Museum.
The Jazz Museum in the Mint, you've got to go see it. I mean, it is spectacularly.
Capitol Park Museum. Sports Hall of Fame Museum. We have E.D. White House Historic Site. We also have the Woodell Williams and Aviation Museum in Patterson.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot to keep up with,
yes.
Dr. McKnight.
Yes.
So tell us about the Capitol Park Museum and some of the exhibits that you have that right now are open and welcoming.
So we are very excited because right now we have the Smithsonian's Negro Motorist Green Book exhibition, and that is going to be on display until November 14th. What it does is it highlights the history of the Green Book, which was a travel guide for Black people from 1936 through 1967 through Jim Crow. And it's really a story of triumph, of entrepreneurship, of ingenuity, and it's something that everyone can celebrate. So we're so happy to have the Smithsonian in our backyards and to share this exhibition.
Well, the Green Book was an award-winning movie.
It was,
and
yes.
it was actually, some of it filmed in Louisiana, but also with many Louisiana actors.
Yes.
And it just seems a little unconscionable that you would need to have a guide to safely travel. We're so used to just going and doing.
Right.
And so this is an exhibition, not only beautiful photography, but also the story of individuals who persevered.
Absolutely. And like I said, it's a very triumphant story. It's something that we can see the positive growth over time, but also something where people can celebrate the fact that we've all wanted freedom. We've all wanted to travel. We all wanted to go west and be cowboys.
That's right.
And so we see that there were Black dude ranches and that there were hotels and assembly centers and beaches that would cater to the Black clientele. And so after the Great Migration, a lot of Black people went up north. They went to either Chicago, New York, some went to California, but home has always been the South for so many people of color. And so that desire to come home has never changed. And so this exhibition explains how they were able to keep those ties and to travel safely across the country.
And that's spanning over a 30-year period.
Exactly, yes.
So that's a generation.
Yes, but it was really interesting. So ExxonMobil is one of the sponsors of the exhibition. They are the primary sponsor, the one for the entire, the tour to all 12 locations. But the story of Esso and the Green Book is that Victor Hugo Green was the creator of the Green Book. And there was a Black executive who was hired by Esso, which was Standard Oil at the time. And they got together and they were able to distribute the Green Books all throughout the country. And so this was a life-saving guide that was easily accessible all over. Yeah.
So this is only one of many exhibitions going in and out of the different museums.
Yes. Exactly.
So what are a couple of the other museum exhibitions that you'd like to share that are coming up?
Well, right now in Patterson, we have a really beautiful, what's his name? He has prints. Audubon.
Audubon.
Sorry.
Yes.
We've got really beautiful Audubon prints that we're featuring. And in Natchitoches, we have the Sportsman's Paradise exhibition. It's hunting and fishing. And that's going to be up for a little while. But then we have a different Smithsonian exhibition coming there called Waterways. And that will be really fascinating. So everyone should look forward to that exhibition coming soon.
Is that a moving Smithsonian of photography?
It is. It's a traveling
We actually
exhibition.
have had the photographer, Lance LaFord, has come on our show.
Yes.
And he has beautiful work. And he was a photographer with the Times-Picayune for a very long time, then worked with the Army Corps of Engineers, and especially through Katrina, had some really life-changing photos in the way that some of the help and assistance came from the federal government for Katrina, and I'm sure for storms after that. You know, we don't seem to
Absolutely.
stop having them.
Oh, goodness.
Betsy, let me add this to the conversation.
Sure.
So state museums, we are culture bearers.
Yes.
We are charged with preserving the history, the heritage, and culture of Louisiana, and we love doing that.
Yeah.
Now, I'll say this also. In this state, we have 411 museums. 411 museums.
411 museums all over the state.
All over the state. So what we're also doing, Lieutenant Governor also has commissioned a website that will store all those different sites. You can go there and search different museums by location, by interest, to make this process a little bit more interesting
Yes.
for tourists and for citizens alike.
Yes. And so that website is louisianamuseums.com.
Yes.
.com. And so louisianamuseums.com, look, if you want a place to take your kids when it's cold or when it's hot, or you just want a place that you can hold hands with your loved one and walk through and just enjoy, it's better than retail shopping.
Oh, it's so great.
It really is.
Yes.
And it's less expensive. And you
And look, we have a museum in Patterson with Williams. It's free. It's free.
There are free museums,
Yes, it's free.
and there's also lunch on the lawn, and there's different things that come in
There's
and out.
lots of programming that
Yeah.
we're doing. It's so robust, and we're doing as much as we possibly can to make sure that we're relevant to the communities that we serve. In fact, at Capitol Park Museum, in conjunction with the Negro Motorist Green Book exhibition, we are doing programming every Thursday through the run of the exhibition, which is until November 14th. And so we're hoping to bring in families and adults and everyone alike to see the exhibition, but also to take part in the programming that we're doing, because we want people to really engage, and we want this to be their museum.
And when you walk through, it's new memories and old memories.
Absolutely.
And it's really beautiful. The exhibits are beautifully done, and it's very clean, very well kept, and
Absolutely.
there's plenty of room for social
Yeah.
distancing.
And look, in New Orleans, the Presbyterian right now, we have an exhibit called Mystery in Motion. It's at spirituality and Mardi Gras and masking in Indians. So I brought that up because that's near and dear to my heart.
Yes.
I'm from New Orleans, a member of Zulu. And
That's right. And
currently this year's Big Shot. So
That's right.
come to the parade, come get a coconut from me. But yes, we take our jobs really seriously and
Yes.
producing our culture and
That's
heritage.
right. Well, I've been to the Cabildo. I've not been to the Presbyterian recently. I think it's time for me to take a tour of some of the museums,
Time
a little
to
more
visit.
in-depth,
Yes.
bring a few friends along. There's always something good to eat, something good to do anywhere around the museum. So thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Rodneyna. Rodneyna,
you
please forgive me. I want to make sure I say your name correctly, because when people come to the museum, I want them to say, I saw you on Rocket Right.
yes, come on,
And
visit.
Dr. Michael McKnight, thank you so
you.
much for being with us. We're grateful for all the work that you do, all the unappreciated work that you often do. We do appreciate you, and we thank you for being here.
Well,
Thank
please
you.
come visit.
We will.
Yes.
And we'll be right back with Whitney Higginbotham Green, and then we're going to be talking about a little music, and we'll be right back on Rocket Right. Hang tight.